Good morning students, this is your computer class. In this class we will study about using the quick access toolbar, chapter 6 Word 2010 introductions. Okay, so let's study about Word 2010, page number 89. The quick access toolbar resides in the upper left hand corner of the word window, where it resides in the upper left hand corner of the word window. It provides the user with quick access to the commands that are used most, and hence is always on display no matter which ribbon tab is active. This makes the quick access toolbar the ideal location to place the commands you use most often. It is intended for you to customize it by adding your favorite commands available within the different ribbon tabs. Adding a button to the quick access toolbar. How to add a button to the quick access toolbar? Given here, the quick access toolbar is present at the quick access toolbar is present at the very top left corner of the program window. Where is quick access toolbar located? So the quick access toolbar is present or located at the very top left corner of the program window. It contains a few shortcut keys commonly used by word users like save, undo and redo. We can edit the toolbar to add other commands we use the most. To search more commands, we can further customize the toolbar by opening Words option dialog box. We can add a command to the quick access toolbar. The steps to add a button in the quick access toolbar are as follows. Number 1, click the customize quick access toolbar arrow button. After that, second is click the buttons you want in the toolbar display. And after this, word will display the change in the toolbar instantly. Removing, it is about how to add a button in the quick access toolbar, and after that, removing a button from the quick access toolbar. After adding, you can remove also. Okay, so for that steps here given. Let's read. Removing a button is just like adding a button. Removing a button is just like adding a button. Let's try and remove the spelling and grammar button from the toolbar. The steps to remove a button from the quick access toolbar are as follows. Right click the spelling and grammar button in the quick access toolbar to display its context menu. After the second step is to remove the button, click remove from quick access toolbar. After these steps, you can remove the button from the quick access toolbar. Next topic is the mini toolbar. The majority of styling and formatting commands are contained in the home ribbon tab. But if you are working in a different tab and want to use styling and formatting, for example, the mailing tab is the active tab, and you want to use styling, then you can use a contextual toolbar called the mini toolbar. This toolbar appears when you select text in the document. The steps to use the mini toolbars are as follows. Select the text using the mouse. First step it is. Then second is move the mouse slowly above the selected text so that the mini toolbar appears. To change the selected text format, click the font size and color buttons as shown in this diagram. Okay. And next, at last step is to hide the mini toolbar. Move the mouse away from it, it will disappear. This is mini toolbar. Okay, students. Now next is creating a new blank document. Files created in Word are called documents. Documents can be created, edited, saved and reused. New document can be created at any time. To create a new document, use the File tab to open the Backstage view. The Backstage view will provide us all the information related to the documents. The steps to create a new blank document are as follows. Number 1, click that File tab to open the Backstage view menu. Second is click New, then select blank document. You can also choose a document type from the list of available templates. Click the one you want to use as a base for the new document. It will also show you a sample of the document in the right pane. Now number 4 is click the Create button. After that, Word will provide you with a blank document as showing in this diagram picture. Written here blank document. Next is creating a document from a template. In Word 2010, there are many pre-formatted and pre-structured templates to create different types of document. The only task left for the user is to add the content in the document. Both installed templates and online templates can be seen in the Backstage view. The templates are categorized in the Available Templates and Office.com Templates options. Available templates, the steps to create a new template under the Available Templates section are as follows. First, click the File tab. Second, click New to display the available templates including installed templates and templates available through the Office online site. Select sample templates from the given list as showing in this diagram or picture. You can select and insert. Select one of the given templates, for example the equity resume from the list. Select templates radio button and click Create button. It provides you with a document pre-filled with the relevant sections. Online template, these are templates that MS Word downloads from the official Microsoft Office website. The steps to create a new document from a template under the Office.com template section are as follows. Click the File tab. Number 2 is select the new option to display the available templates including the installed templates and templates available through the Office online site. Scroll through the list pane to view the available templates. Some templates are stored in folders. Click a folder to display its related templates. After that, third option is select calendar from the Office.com template section. Click the Create button. Number 5, some templates may need to be downloaded. First, click the download button to add it to your computer. For example, the Office.com template displays a list of 2012 calendar template. The preview area displays the preview of the selected calendar. Click the download button. After opening a template, you can replace the placeholder text or graphics with your own. The selected templates appears on the screen as showing in this picture. Viewing a document's structure, we can define a document's structure by defining its heading or subheadings. The steps to view a document's structure are as follows. To display Word's view setting, click the View tab in the ribbon. Find the navigation pane in the Show group. Click the checkbox with the navigation pane to enable it. The navigation pane provides you with 3 different ways to navigate the content in your document. You can search any time by the heading, thumbnail or by a text press. The navigation pane provides features which help in moving within the documents. There are 3 tabs in the pane, number 1, 2 and 3. Each tab has a specific purpose as explained below. Heading Browser tab. All the contents are listed in the documents using any of the defined heading formats like heading 1, 2 or 3. This tab makes it easy to quickly move to the major section of your document. Page Browser tab. All the pages which have been listed are included in the document. This tab helps you to make any page active. Which one? Pages Browser tab. Third is Search Result tab. Results from a search query you input in the navigation panes search box are listed in this tab along with the surrounding text if the search finds any match. Saving and closing documents. We can save our documents anytime while writing the content or at the end. We can save so that it can be used again later. The Word document files are saved with the .docx extension name. The IMS Words file names extension files extension name is .docx. Okay students, for older systems you can also use .doc, but .doc is the file extension name is Word 2010, and earlier means in new version Word 2010's file extension name is .docx. Okay, remember it. At .rtf or even plain .txt text file extensions, the steps to save a document are as follows. Number 1, click the Save As button from the File tab to open the Save As dialog box. Number 2, click on the file name box and type a name for the file to save the file in a different file format. Click the Save As type drop down arrow and choose another format. Ctrl+S key combination can also be used to save a document. Click the Save button. The new document name appears on the title bar. We can also close our document any time we want. Closing a document does not mean closing the program window. It simply closes the file on which you are working at that time only. If you close the file without saving, Word asks you to save it before existing. Okay? So it is about Word 2010 introductions. So students, watch the video and read this chapter. After reading or watching the video, if any doubt, then consult it into meeting. Okay.